You all welcome to Workshop Technology subject. Today we are going to discuss about the lathe machines and its operations. Okay. Then the lathe machine is one of the oldest machine tool used for machine operation and also one of the most common machine tools. Okay. In most of the workshops you can see lathe machines are available. Okay. So the various operations can done on the lathe machines. Okay, lot of operations, various operations can done on the lathe machine. So the knowledge, you should have a thorough knowledge about this lathe machine and what are the operations can done on the lathe machine and capabilities of different type of lathe machine. You should have a thorough knowledge. That's why we are discussing this topic. And also you should have knowledge about the calculations. There's a calculation regarding this lathe machine. You should have a knowledge about these calculations also. So then first I am going to introduce the classification of lathe machine. Then I am going to introduce main component of the lathe machine. I think you are already doing the workshop practical session. At the workshop practical you may have seen the lathe machine and some of you may have used the lathe machine for your practicals also. Then finally we are going to discuss thread cutting operations on lathe machines. Okay, then let's move to the first we are going to discuss classification of lathe machine. Okay, the lathe machine different according to the design, construction and usage we can divide into several categories. We are going to discuss this classification. Let's move to the this classification. Okay, today's topic is about the lathe machine operations, lathe machines. Okay, the lathe machine is a machine tool used for machine operation, one of the most common machine tool type and one of the oldest and one of the most common tool used for machine operations. Machining. Okay, so the knowledge about this lathe machine is very important. That's why we are discussing this topic. Okay, then I think you all have seen the lathe machines because you are doing the practical and workshop practice. I think you all have seen the lathe machine. So before going to the lectures, I will show you some pictures of the lathe machines. Okay. Then here you can see the picture of the lathe machine. Here you can see another picture of the lathe machine. Okay. Then the basic, let's see the basic principle of the lathe machine operations. Okay. I think in your workshop practice, practical classes, you have seen this kind of machines. Okay, most of the maintenance workshops, these machines are essential machine tool for maintenance workshop. Okay, then principle of lathe machine operation. In lathe machine operations, workpiece rotate against the cutting tool. Okay, basic principle. Here, let's take the workpiece. Okay, let's take this the workpiece. Okay, it rotate against the cutting tool. This is the cutting tool. Okay. In the first lecture, we discussed there should be a relative motion in between the workpiece and the cutting tool to remove the material. Okay. Then how in lathe machine operations, how this relative motion is produced? The workpiece rotate against the cutting tool. Okay. Then by moving the cutting tool in two different directions, basically two different directions. Okay. Basically two different directions. This cutting tool can move in this direction, and also it can move in this direction also, x and y directions. Basically it can move in these two directions. Then we can obtain the required geometry by moving the tool in this two-dimensional plane. Then there are also a auxiliary direction also available. The tool can move at an inclined directions also. In a taper turning operation, by tilting the compound rest, we can move the tool in inclined directions also. Okay. At once it can move only in one directions in normal except in a profile turning operation. In normal lathe operations, tool moves tool fed along one of the axis, y axis or either x axis or inclined direction. But in except for profile turning operation, in profile turning operation, the simultaneously the tool fed the x and y directions. Okay. Later we can discuss this what is meant by the profile turning operations. Keep remember most of the lathe operations, the tool fed along one of the axis. Okay. The two major axes, x axis, what happen while rotating the workpiece, if we move the tool in x direction, we can remove this kind of layer from the cylindrical surface. Okay. Then if we can move the tool in y direction, we can generate the flat surface perpendicular to rotating axis basically. Okay. Then if we can move the inclined direction, what happen? If we can move the tool in inclined direction, what happen? This kind of conical shape we can generate. This kind of conical shape we can generate. Okay. This kind of conical shapes we can generate if we can move the tool on inclined directions. Okay. Let's take the cutting tool. Let's take the cutting tool in this way. If you can move the tool in this direction, we can generate this kind of conical shape called taper shape. Okay. This is how this is the basic principle of the lathe machine operations. Okay. Mostly except center drilling, single point tool operation. Most of the lathe operations are single point tool operation. That means the metal removed by single teeth of the cutter. Okay. Here you can see single teeth. Okay. Single teeth of the cutter. The materials are removed from the single teeth of the operation. Most of the lathe machine operations are single teeth cutting operations. Okay. Okay. This is the basic principle. Then we are going to discuss the classification of lathe machines. Okay. The classification of lathe machines. This we can according to the design and usage and construction, we can divide it to a 7 category. This lathe machine we can classify. So let's see this classification. Classification of lathe machines. Okay. According to design, its design, usage and construction. according to these three, the design, construction and usage, we can classify into 7 category. Then let's see what are these 7 category. The first one, speed lathe. The second category, one of the most common machine lathe category is, one of the most common type is engine lathe. It also called center lathe. It also called center lathe. Okay. Then the third one is the bench lathe. Third one is the bench lathe. Then the fourth one is tool room lathe. Then the fifth one, turret and capstan lathe. Turret and capstan lathe. Okay. Then the sixth one, automatic lathe. Then the last category is special purpose lathe. Okay, special purpose lathe. Okay, these are the category. These are the 7 classifications. We can divide the lathe machines. Then speed lathe, engine lathe, it's also called the center lathe, and the bench type lathe, tool room lathe, turret and capstan lathe. Actually, this is 2 type, but we can classify into 1 category because it's a most similar type of lathe machine, turret and capstan, but 2 different type, but we can classify into 1 category. Okay, because it having the few differences, so we are categorized into 1 category. Then the automatic lathe, the CNC and numerical control lathe machines are categorized under automatic lathe. Then special purpose lathe. Okay, let's see about the in detail about this 7 category, because you should have knowledge about this different lathe machines. Then what are the operations can done on the lathe machine. Then what are the how its structure is changing from each other. Then you should be able to identify the lathe machine at the workshops. Okay, so let's see about this lathe machine. First we are going to discuss about the speed lathe. Okay, speed lathe. First category is speed lathe. Speed lathe. This is the most simplest machine tool lathe machine type category. Then this is used for, let's see the picture of the speed lathe. Here you can see the picture of the speed lathe. The simplest one, one of the simplest one. It does not have the gearbox. Instead it having the belt drive system. And also some situation it is directly coupled. Spindle is directly coupled to the electric motor, and electric motor having the speed variation options. Okay. Then it does not have the carriage assembly and the two carriage assembly. Then does not have the thread cutting operations thread cutting assemblies and everything. This lathe machine is used for basic operations like woodworking and polishing and spinning operations. Okay, the used for this it's not having the carriage, you can see does not have the carriage. Then woodworking and metal spinning. Okay, usage, the use for woodworking, then metal spinning, okay, metal spinning. One of the sheet metal fabrication method is metal spinning. If you're interested, go through the this topic and search the metal polishing. Okay, these are the usage of speed lathe. Okay, then it does not have gearbox. No gearbox. Then what are the features? You can see this structure. No thread cutting facility. No thread cutting facility. Simple structure. That's one of the feature. Simple structure. These are the features of the speed lathe. The no gearbox mean the motor is directly coupled to the spindle. Here you can see this is the belt drive system. This is the spindle. Okay, spindle. This is where the work holding device is mounted on the spindle. You can see the spindle shaft is directly coupled to the pulley system. Okay, pulley system. These machines are powered by the induction motor. Then the induction motor produces the electric power to the mechanical power. Then it is transmitted to the belt drive system to this spindle pulley. Then the spindle pulley is directly coupled to the work holding device. Then this is the workpiece. The wood workpiece, you can see the wood workpiece is mounted on this in between the two centers. Okay. Okay, this is the speed lathe. Why is called the speed lathe? The normal machine in RPM is very high. RPM is very high, comparatively very high. RPM is very high. That means for the polishing and for the polishing operations, very high speed is used, and also the woodworking operations, very high speeds are used to obtain the surface finish. That's why it's called speed lathe. Okay, very high RPM speed, very high rotating speed used for machine operations. That's why it's called speed lathe. Okay, first category. Then let's move to the second category. The second category is one of the most important one. Okay, most important one of the most commonly available machine tool type is engine lathe. Okay? Engine lathe. Second category. It also called center lathe. Okay, it also called center lathe. Okay, why it is called engine lathe? Why it is called engine lathe? Because early days it is powered using the steam engine. Okay, early days there's no electric motors are not available. Then those days these machines are powered by steam engine. That's why it's called engine lathe. Okay? That's why it's called engine lathe. Then why it is called a center lathe? Okay, why it is called center lathe? Because the machining is done in between the two centers. Machining is done in between the two centers. That's why it's called center lathe. So I will show the picture of this lathe machine. Here you can see the picture of the lathe machine. Engine lathe. Then you can see the headstock and the tailstock. The workpiece is mounted in between these two centers. The lathe chuck, spindle center, and the tailstock center. Okay, then this is called the carriage. It also consists with the this thread cutting operations. It can use to cut the thread also. Then it used for machine metal workpieces. Mostly it's used for machine the metal workpieces. This engine lathe are used for mostly used for maintenance work. That means single job operations. Used for single job operations. The engine lathe is the most common lathe machine type, and equipped with the speed changing gearbox and the screw thread cutting facility. Used for single job machine operations. Used for single job machining operations. Okay, single job machine operations is used for single job machine. Mostly for the maintenance work, the engine lathe are used. Okay, maintenance and repair work. Okay, then next category is next we are going to discuss about the bench lathe. Okay, bench lathe. Okay, bench type lathe. Third category, bench lathe. The bench lathe actually is the similar structure with the engine lathe. The only difference is its scale is small. Okay? Relatively very small. Used for machine very small work pieces. Okay? Smaller type of lathe machine. Okay, used to machine small work pieces. Okay, used for machine small work pieces. I will show you the picture of the bench type lathe machine. Here you can see the bench type lathe machine. It also similar to the engine lathe, the similar structure, but it is relatively very small and mounted on the workbench. That is the difference. Mounted on the workbench and relatively very small. Scale is very small. Used to machine very small component. Okay, the bench type lathe. Okay, let's move to the fourth category. Okay, next we are going to discuss about the fourth category, a tool room lathe. Why it's called the tool room lathe? Lathe used at the tool room. That's why it's called tool room lathe. Okay? Because it is used to machine the tools. That's why it's categorized as the tool room lathe. Because it used to machine the tool, why it having the greater accuracy compared to the engine lathe. That is the reason it's used for machine tools. Okay. What are the main features? What is the main feature? Designed to obtain high accuracy. It designed to obtain high accuracy. So it used for machine, used to machine precision operations. They used to machine precision operations. Used to machine precision operations. Used to machining, the precision is important. Used to machining, precision is important. Okay. What are the examples? What are the examples used to machine? Tools, die and molds. These are example for. Okay. These are the example for the machine operations done on the tool room lathe. I will show the tool room lathe, the picture of the tool room lathe. You can see this is mostly similar to the structure is mostly similar to the engine lathe. Structure is mostly similar to the engine lathe. The only difference is designed to obtain high accuracy. Designed to obtain high accuracy. Comparatively, light works can done with the tool room lathe, because tools and die and molds machine using the tool room lathe, not heavy work pieces are mounted on this tool room lathe. Relatively light work pieces can mount on the tool room lathe compared to engine lathe. Okay, accuracy is high. Then the next move to the next category, fifth one, turret and capstan lathe. This is one of the important category after engine lathe, turret and capstan lathe. Actually, this is two type of lathe machine, but we are categorized under one category because only few differences in between these two, turret lathe and the capstan lathe. The use for mass production. When manufacturing, use for mass production. Used for, especially this is used for mass production of the component. Used for mass production. Used for mass production. Then major advantage of this turret lathe and the capstan lathe is the multiple cutting tools can mount on the lathe machine, and the multiple machining operations can done on simultaneously. Okay, multiple machine operations can done simultaneously, and also it is equipped with automatic tool feeding and also automatic stopping of the where the required locations. Okay. It can hold. Okay, the features. Let's see the what are the features. It can hold multiple cutting tools. Okay. The next important feature, automatic tool feeding. automatic tool feeding, and stopping also possible. Stopping at precise locations. Precise locations. Sequence of machine operations can done with turret and Capstan lathe. Sequence of machines. Turret and Capstan lathe. So it is used for mass production. That means production rate is very high. Production rate is very high. Okay, I will show the picture of this turret and Capstan lathe. Turret and Capstan lathe. Here you can see the Capstan lathe. Then here you can see the turret lathe. Okay, first let's look at this Capstan lathe. Okay, then this Capstan lathe having the hexagonal head. Okay, it having the hexagonal head. It called the turret head. It called turret head. This kind of a hexagonal head. Then each side the different type of cutting tool can mount. In each side the different type of cutting tool can mount. Let's take this the drill bit, and this is the thread cutting tool. Thread cutting tool. This is the another boring tool. Okay, the boring tool. Then the die nut. Let's take this is the die nut. Okay, the different type of let's take this is the gauge. Let's take another drill bit. Okay, the various cutting tool can mount on this turret head. Okay, clamp. Then again there are also tool post, and the front tool post and the rear tool post. Okay, the four normally with the turret tool post it can mount the 4 tools, and there also rear tool post the normally can mount the 2 tools. So then the different multiple tools can mount on the lathe machine. Then the multiple sequence of operations can done use the turret lathe. By rotating this turret head to a required by position the turret head, this turret head can rotate. This head can rotate. Then we can get the required tool for machine operations. If you want to this drill bit, then we can rotate into required positions. Okay, then we can clamp. Then this to feed. Sorry, this is Capstan lathe. This is the Capstan lathe. This is the turret head, the Capstan lathe. Then this Capstan lathe. The difference between the, I will show the picture of the turret lathe also. Here you can see the turret lathe. It also you can see the turret head. It also having this kind of rotating head to mount the cutting tools. It also having the turret tool post. Then this setup is same with the carriage also similar with the engine lathe. Then other gearbox also there. Then the here also you can see feed rod. It is passing the mechanical power to the carriage and also to the turret saddle also. Okay. Then difference. What is the difference between these two is, you can see the by appearance they both are same. By looking at this appearance, they both are same. That doesn't need. Just not we can identify the difference. Structure is same. The only difference is in turret lathe. Only difference is this turret lathe. This turret head is mounted on a saddle. On a saddle, this is called saddle. This turret head is mounted on the saddle. This saddle is mounted on the directly on the guideways, lathe bed. Okay, but instead of this, then the tool can feed slide in this saddle along the lathe bed. Tool is feed. Once the tool is mounted, the tool can feed along the lathe bed, sliding this saddle along the lathe bed. But instead of this Capstan lathe, this turret head is Capstan head is mounted on the separate guideways. Okay, separate guide. This it also has a sandal, and this sandal is clamped on the lathe bed. Then the tool is feeding through the guideways on the saddle. Okay, two guide. You can see the auxiliary guideways is used. Okay, auxiliary guideways is used to feed the tool. So there is a difference between the turret lathe and the Capstan lathe. I will show the. I will draw the components of this turret lathe. I will show the diagram of the turret lathe. Okay, this is the picture of the turret lathe. You can see the. You can try to identify the component of this turret lathe. Then it also has the headstock and also the tool post, turret tool post. You can see the turret tool post. The 4 cutting tools can mount on this turret tool post. In the rear, there is also a tool post. Another tool can mount on that tool post. Then here, this is the main feature of this turret lathe machine is this component, this assembly. In a normal engine lathe, there's a tailstock in here, but in here there's a this assembly instead of the tailstock. This component is called turret head. The turret head. Then this one called turret saddle. Okay, turret saddle. This is mounted directly on the guideways of the lathe bed. Okay, by rotating this hand wheel, this entire saddle can move along the lathe bed. There's no separate guideways for the turret head. Okay, there's no separate guideways for the turret head. That's why there is a main difference between the Capstan lathe and the turret lathe. This is the turret lathe. Okay. Then here comes the hexagonal head. The 6 cutting tools. That means the 6 sides there. The various type of cutting tools can mount on these 6 sides. Okay, maybe one tool, maybe multiple tool can mount on one of the side. Okay. Then I will show the picture of the Capstan lathe also. Well, this is the Capstan lathe. Okay. It is mostly similar to the turret lathe. It's mostly similar to the turret lathe. The only difference is there's a separate guideways. Okay. Here you can see the separate guideway. Okay. Then it is mounted on the lathe bed, and it also having separate guideway. Okay. Separate guideway to feed the tool. By rotating this hand wheel, the tool can feed. It also having the rotating head. Normally it's called turret head, or it also called capstan head. Okay, capstan head or turret head, it also consists. The same structure, the only difference is this this handle is clamped on the lathe bed. Then this hand wheel is used to feed the cutting tools. There is a separate guide base to feed the cutting tool. That is the difference between the turret lathe and the capstan lathe. Okay, then let's move to the next category of lathe machine. Sixth category, automatic lathe. Okay, automatic lathe. Then the CNC machines, CNC and numerical control machines. Computer numerical control. CNC mean computer numerical control machine. The NC machines mean numerical control machines. They categorized under these lathe are categorized under this classification. Under this type. Okay. Then accuracy is very high. Used for mass production. Accuracy is very high. Used for mass production. We use for mass production. The main feature of the automatic lathe machine is the tool movement. Tool is fed automatically. Tool is fed automatically. Tool changing also automatic. That means it is done according to the user written program. We can program the tool feeding path, and also the tool changing also we can program according to this. That means entire machining is done according to the user written program. Okay, then that is the important feature of the automatic lathe machines, numerical control machines, and the computer numerical control machines. Accuracy is very high, used for mass production. Okay, used for mass production. Then the next category is I will show the picture of this CNC lathe machine. Okay, you can see there's a tool bank. When required, the tool is engaging the tool movement. The tool is fed automatically, and also the tool feeding also, the tool changing also automatic. Okay, tool changing also automatic. That's a separate tool bank. Some CNC machines are available to take required cutting tool from the tool bank according to the user written program. Okay, these machines are operate. These machines are machined according to the user written program, predefined program. Okay, then last category we are going to discuss is special purpose lathe. Okay, then this category, the special purpose, that means it is lathe machines are designed to do certain special tasks. Okay, it's some lathe machines are designed to manufacture some specific workpieces. Okay, the turbine shaft, the generator shaft, to machine this the propeller shaft. Okay, the very large lengthy lathe machines are required to machine these specific workpieces. Special type of lathe machines are have to use. These special type lathe machines are categorized under special purpose lathe machines. Okay. Lathe lathe are designed to lathe machines. Lathe machines which are designed to which is designed to see designed for special operations called special purpose lathe machines. Okay, I will show one of the special purpose lathe machine. You can see this is one of the special purpose lathe machine used to machine lengthy workpieces. The over lengthy workpieces this machine is used. Okay, special lathe machine, one of the special lathe machines. Okay, this is all about the classification of lathe machine. This is all about the classification of lathe machine. Okay, thank you.